The Curse of the Weeping Bride. The town of Black Hollow had always been known for its eerie mist, which rolled in thick from the river, swallowing the streets in an endless white shroud. But no fog was as chilling as the legend of the Weeping Bride. For centuries, people whispered of the ghostly woman in a tattered wedding gown who wandered the old bridge at the edge of town. Some said she had been abandoned at the altar. Others claimed she was a bride who had thrown herself into the river on her wedding night. All agreed on one thing: anyone who met her gaze would be cursed, doomed to a fate worse than death, the stranger's arrival. Ethan Cross was a skeptic, a journalist drawn to urban legends like a moth to a flame. He had spent years debunking ghost stories, exposing hoaxes, and laughing in the face of superstition. When he heard of the Weeping Bride, he saw it as just another myth waiting to be unraveled. He arrived in Black Hollow late one evening, greeted by the ever-present fog that clung to the old brick buildings like a ghostly veil. The locals were tight-lipped, their eyes shadowed with an unspoken fear. At the tavern, an old man warned him, "If you value your life, don't go near that bridge. She is real, and she does not forgive." Ethan smirked. Every town had its haunted bridge, its banshee, its boogeyman. None had ever turned out to be more than superstition: the bridge. That night, armed with a camera and voice recorder, Ethan set out for the bridge. The iron railing was rusted, the wooden planks warped with age. The air smelled of damp earth and something else, something rancid like rotting flowers. As he stepped onto the bridge, the wind died. The world seemed to hold its breath. Then, faintly, he heard it. A soft, mournful sob. The mist thickened, coiling around him. Ethan's breath came in short, sharp puffs. He turned on his flashlight, sweeping it across the bridge. At first, there was nothing, only shadows and silence. Then he saw her. She stood at the far end of the bridge, her veil tattered, her gown soaked and clinging to her skeletal frame. Her face was hidden beneath her veil, but he could see the outline of hollowed eyes, the curve of a twisted, sorrowful mouth. Ethan's heart pounded. He raised his camera, snapping a photo. The moment the flash went off, the sobbing stopped. The curse. Ethan's heart pounded. He raised his camera, snapping a photo. The moment the flash went off, the sobbing stopped. The air turned frigid. The fog closed in. The woman lifted her head. Her face was a nightmare. Rotting flesh, blackened lips curled in agony, empty sockets that wept thick, inky tears. Ethan staggered back, dropping his camera. The moment he locked eyes with her, his body seized with an unbearable chill. A voice, whispering, guttural, ancient, echoed in his head.
"Why did you leave me?" Ethan gasped as an invisible force gripped his throat. He struggled, clawing at his neck, but there was nothing to fight. His vision darkened, the world spinning. Just as he thought he would black out, the pressure released. He fell to the ground, coughing, gasping for air. The Weeping Bride was gone. The aftermath. Ethan fled back to his motel, locking the door behind him. He spent the rest of the night trembling, unable to shake the feeling of unseen eyes watching him. When he finally dared to check his camera, his blood ran cold. The photo was there, but the Weeping Bride was not on the bridge. She was right behind him. By morning, Ethan was gone. His motel room was empty, the door still locked from the inside. Only his camera remained, resting on the nightstand. The last image captured was of his own reflection in the mirror. And just behind him, a woman in white.